Alright, Shalom. This is brother from GMSNORTHCAROLINA back in our video. Before we go any further, all praise, honor, and glory to the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakodash. The honors to the Apostle and was a great millstone, teaching us 1% truth according to the Bible well, in peace and blessings still for life to the nation of Israel, take through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai. When they get into the Lord's willing, edifying lesson on blowing the trumpet. This is we're gonna jump straight into the scriptures. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 14, verse 7. And even things without life, giving sound, whether pipe or harp, except they give a distinction in the sound, how shall it be known what is piped or harped? For the trumpet give an uncertain sound, who shall prepare himself to the battle? That's right. The reason why I'm bringing this scripture out, because we know we have a lot of self-proclaimed teachers. We have a lot of deceivers who have set themselves up, as leaders. They set themselves up as teachers. They get the circumcision. Then you have the men that Yahweh Shai set up through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai out there on the highways and byways, preach unto you the word, and we are all blowing the trumpet. Now, verse 8 again, for if the trumpet give an uncertain sound, who shall prepare himself to the battle? So if you aren't, giving our people the skinny, blowing the trumpet, letting them know what's coming down the pipeline, giving them warning, letting them know that war, evil, and a pestilence is right around the corner. I don't know if brothers have seen the videos of over in the west coast of California. Of course, California is on the west coast. You had Navy battleships all align the west coast, you see. And then if you're keeping watch, if you're watching, that's why we are blowing the trumpet. You also had with the Capitol out there in D.C. every day they were bringing more and more, troops and artillery and defense mechanisms to a point to where they have brought in missile defense systems to protect the Capitol. Now, who has that type of weaponry? Foreign nations. And we are blowing the trumpet, telling our people to prepare for the battle, not a carnal battle. You see, for the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through the Most High, to the tearing down of strongholds. We are pulling down the stronghold of the Edomites, which are their lies, through their media, their witchcraft. You see, verse 8 again. For if the trumpet give an uncertain sound, who shall prepare himself to the battle? So if you're not blowing the trumpet, in which you blowing the trumpet is you speaking the words of prophecy. That's how you will properly blow the trumpet of Yahweh Shai, and you will warn the people and tell them to prepare themselves for the things that are coming by getting right, by repenting, by turning back to Yahweh Shai. You see, this is Revelation chapter 19, verse 10. And I fell at his feet to worship him. And he said unto me, see thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant, and thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahweh Shai. Worship the Most High, for the testimony of Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy. Start part of that blowing the trumpet. You'll be prophesying unto the children of Israel, giving them warning. Let's get that. This is Ezekiel chapter 3. We're going to read verse 4, then we're going to jump up. It says, and he said unto me, Son of man, go get thee unto the house of Israel, which you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans so-called You see, because your true nationality is the children of Israel. And speak with my words unto them. So the prophets of Yahweh Shema Shai, who the Lord hath sent and hath set up, will be warning you, will be blowing the trumpet with the words of Yahweh Shema Shai, and they will be prophesying of you unto you. You see, let's see what they are prophesying of you unto you as. This is Ezekiel 2:9. And when I looked, behold, a hand was sent unto me, and lo, a roll of a book was therein. And this roll of a book is talking about the scriptures, the Holy Bible. You see? And he spread it before me, and it was written within and without. And there was written therein lamentations and mourning and woe. So that is what the Bible is pertaining of. Lamentations, mourning, and woe. And the prophets of Yahweh Shema Shai will go and prophesy and warn you of these lamentations, mourning, and woe. You see? Ezekiel 3:16, and it came to pass at the end of 7 days that the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, you see, the word of the Lord comes, the Spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai comes on the sincere men. That's what gives us the inspiration to do these lessons. You see, brothers are some brothers just flow in the Spirit, turn on the camera, or some brothers may put together a lesson. You can put together a lesson and then totally go another way, because the Spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai, the word of the Lord, is coming on to men, to teach the nation of Israel, to blow the trumpet, to prophesy unto them. Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Now, a duty of a watchman is to warn the people. Now, if we are warning you of something, that means we are prophesying unto you. We are blowing the trumpet, because the things that we are warning about are not seen as yet. World War III, the RFID chip, which is a mark of the beast, being fully implemented and made mandatory. Draconian law, you see, martial law, which really we are in beginning stages of all those things, but we're talking about a global martial law, a global push of the RFID chip, a World War III, a global world war. You see, we're talking about a civil unrest everywhere. That's the lamentation, mourning, and woe, which we are warning our people about. Scriptures talk about this is we're gonna go Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 2, verse 1. Verse 1, I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables. Now a table, of course, a table is somewhere where you eat. So we're laying this word out plain upon the tables, so that you may eat this roll. You see, that you may that ye may run that readeth it, that you may take this word and run with it. You see, understand the scriptures. We're breaking down these prophecies plain unto you. We're making sure that trumpet is not giving an uncertain sound, because you're going to need Yahweh Shema Shai on your side when all hell is breaking loose. You see, that's the spiritual battle which you need to be preparing yourselves for. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry, and that's what we are warning you about. You see, that's the trumpet that we are blowing. Ezekiel 3:17, Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore hear the word at my mouth, and give them warning from me. So we're giving you warning through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai. We're going to close on this. Joel 2:1, blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. This definition of alarm, fear, a siren, an anxiety, awareness of danger. So we're sounding the alarm of fear. You see, they call us fear mongers. Yeah, we're pushing you to fear Yahweh Shema Shai. Through the terror of Yahweh Shema Shai, we persuade men. Sound, blow your trumpets on, sound the alarm. Oh, there it is, Sakya. Alarm, to shout, raise a cry. Sakya, raise a sound, cry out, give a blast. It says to shout in triumph over enemies, to shout in applause, to cry out in distress. So we are blowing the trumpet, we are passionately warning you. You see? This is Numbers 10:9. And if ye go to war in your land against the enemy that oppresseth you, then ye shall blow an alarm with the trumpets, and ye shall be remembered before the Lord your power, and ye shall be saved from your enemies. So you have men that are set up to blow the trumpet, and you ought to take heed to the sound of the trumpet, that ye may be saved from your enemies. See, your enemy is speaking sweet things onto you. You have Sloppy Joe, just got inaugurated, officially written in. But what? If you listen to his speech, he talks about, I think he was basically pushing, not verbatim, don't quote me on exactly what he said, but he was pushing, how he sincerely believes that, he was basically going in how everyone should be treated fairly, and that he sincerely believes that, and that he, as an authoritative figure, his figure is not for the people to serve him, but for him to serve the people. Now, if you've seen any movies type of like a Braveheart or there's another movie, but that quote is well known, how that the people, how you have two type of rulers. You have a ruler who the people work for him, or you have a ruler wherein the ruler works for the people, and that's the spirit which he is trying to push, a spirit of deception. That's why you can't believe what your enemy is telling you. You see, his words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. Oil is soft, my man. You see, and you've seen Braveheart, the speech, Mel Gibson gives in that movie. He is the hero of that movie. He's the protagonist. And that's the same spirit that you got your boy Sloppy Joe trying to come in. And we're blowing the trumpet, warning you not to trust that. Today, not to talk so much, but a quick testimony today. When I was out and about, they were giving the vaccine shots. And the lines were up to 3 miles long. Traffic was at a standstill. They weren't letting, the police were not letting anyone go down there unless you were going down certain roads, unless you were going to get your shots, your jab. You see? So we're at that time, and we're telling you now, more now than ever, it's time to wake up out of sleep. And we'll close out on that. Because we're at the end of the world. You see, brothers doing lessons on not being depressed. At the end of the day, none of this shit matters. Your job, your everything, your nice car, your clothes, whatever you have. The only thing that you can't lose, at least the most I take it from you, is this knowledge. You see, in your faith. Joel 2:1, blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble. See, that's that fear. You're supposed to be trembling at this word. Like it tells you in Jeremiah, fear ye not me, saith the Lord, will you not tremble at my presence? Now the Lord's presence, he's presenting himself unto you by coming out of the scriptures, you see. And the Lord set up his servants, the prophets, to speak with those words unto you. For the day of the Lord cometh, for it is nigh at hand. And the day of the Lord, is not a pretty and upright day. It says a day of darkness and a gloominess, a day of clouds and a thick darkness, as the morning spread upon the mountains. A great people and a strong, there have never ever been the like, neither shall be any more after, even to the years of many generations. So a day like no other is coming upon the earth, a day of darkness. And this is what we are warning the people about. We all know, it's well known across four corners, it's well known that the so-called Negro Latinos and Native Americans, all the Israelites, now it's time for Yahweh Shema Shai to be glorified upon the earth. You see, judgment is about to come. Romans 13 and 11, if you don't know, you will know it soon come. Romans 13 and 11, and that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than we believed. And that's why we are blowing the trumpet, that you may wake up out of that deep sleep that you're in and realize what times we are living in. With that, I'm going to say shalom.